The jungle was silent when she stepped onto the trail, too silent. No birds sang, no leaves stirred, not even the wind dared whisper. She had heard stories her whole life, stories told in low voices around flickering fires, of a sacred path, carved in blood, guarded by shadows, abandoned by time. Her mother once warned her, "We don't go there. That road remembers too much." Hush. But something deeper than fear pulled her forward. Her ancestors had died here, not in battle, not in sickness, but protecting something never spoken aloud. The path beneath her feet wasn't just soil and stone. It was memory, grief, and oath. Overgrown roots curled like fingers around every step. Symbols barely visible on tree trunks watched her like forgotten eyes. She didn't know what she was looking for. But the moment she stepped past the first broken stone gate, she knew she couldn't go back. Her heartbeat echoed with every crunch of the earth. Old markings glowed faintly under layers of moss as if still breathing. She passed a half-buried drum, her great-grandfather's drum. It hadn't been touched in generations, yet it still carried warmth. The further she walked, the heavier the air grew, thick with unseen weight, as though the trees themselves were mourning. Then the sound. Not thunder, not footsteps, but something older. A low hum rising from the soil, vibrating up through her bones. She fell to her knees, not out of fear, but recognition. Her family hadn't died protecting land. They had died guarding a promise. She reached a clearing, a circle of stone, untouched by time. At the center lay a carved totem, split and burned, but still upright. Around it were relics, broken jewelry, faded cloth, an old pendant she had seen once in her grandmother's stories. And in the air, in the faint scent of smoke and tears, she didn't speak. She simply sat. And as she did, something changed. The trees bent slightly as if bowing. The hum softened. A warmth settled over her, like hands on her shoulders. She wasn't alone.
Not anymore.
The jungle had a memory longer than time. It remembered her touch, the tremor in her voice, the respect in her silence, offered her stories whispered on the wind, secrets woven in leaves. But she had come for more than tales. She sought connection, understanding, a lineage long buried. As days turned into moons, she learned the path wasn't just a trail. It was a lifeline to her past, a tangible link to her ancestors. The jungle, once a wall, became a teacher, patiently sharing its wisdom. She discovered that her people hadn't just walked this path, they had lived it, breathed it, become one with it. Their spirits resided in the rustling leaves, the babbling brooks, the ancient trees. But the most profound lesson came when she least expected it. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, she found a small, weathered notebook. Its pages, brittle with age, contained her grandmother's spidery script. As she read, a smile touched her lips. This wasn't a tale of bravery or sorrow, but a simple grocery list. Herbs for healing, roots for nourishment, fruits for the children. It was a list that bridged the gap between generations, reminding her that her ancestors were not just figures of myth, but real people with hopes, dreams, and everyday lives. This path, she realized, was not just about the past. It was about the continuity of life, the resilience of the human spirit. It was a testament to her people's deep connection with the land, with each other, and with her. When her mother had warned her about the path, she hadn't understood the full meaning of those words. With a heart full of gratitude, she realized her mother's love had been the motivation all along. It wasn't fear that had kept her away from the path, but a desire to shield her from pain, to protect her innocence. As she delved deeper into the secrets of the path, she also faced challenges. Thorny vines, thick with age, seemed determined to hold her back. Clement weather threatened to wash away her progress. But with each obstacle, her resolve grew stronger. She pulled at the stubborn vines, not with anger, but with understanding. She weathered the storms, seeking shelter in the protective embrace of ancient trees. And with each challenge, she felt a sense of empowerment. She was not just a visitor on this path, she was a part of it. As the seasons turned and the years rolled by, she found solace and strength in the rhythm of nature. The path became her sanctuary, a place where she could connect with her inner self. shedding the weight of societal expectations, the need for status, the burden of material possessions. One day, as she sat on a moss-covered boulder, a gentle breeze carrying the sweet scent of wildflowers caressed her face. In that moment, she realized she had been on this path for many years, many lifetimes. The path had become a metaphor for her journey through life, a reminder to stay connected to her roots, to honor her ancestors, and to live in harmony with nature. Her life took on a new direction. She began incorporating the lessons of the path into her daily routine, finding ways to connect with nature, with her heritage, and with herself. She started a community garden, a place where people could come to learn about traditional farming methods, to connect with their food, and to foster a sense of community. She also began volunteering at a local museum, helping to preserve her tribe's cultural artifacts, ensuring that future generations would understand and appreciate their significance. The path had given her so much, and now she was committed to giving back. She organized annual gatherings at the clearing, inviting people from all walks of life to experience the magic of the path. She shared stories, songs, and dances, hoping to ignite the same passion for culture and nature in others that the path had ignited in her. It wasn't always easy. There were times when she felt isolated, when the weight of tradition seemed overwhelming, when the path seemed to stretch endlessly before her. But then she would close her eyes, listen to the whispers of the wind, and remember the strength and resilience of her ancestors. She would feel their presence in the rustling leaves, their guidance in the babbling brook, their love in the ancient trees. And she would keep walking. And so she walked the path, not just as a descendant of a proud heritage, but as a steward of the land, a keeper of traditions and a messenger of hope. With every step, she carried the legacy of her ancestors, ensuring that their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs would echo through the ages. For she knew that the path was not just a way to the past, it was a bridge to the future. This is the end, or perhaps it's just the beginning. Every path has its fork, every story its sequel. What will she find when the memories resurface? How will her tribe's fate impact her own? And what new trials await her on the forgotten path?